and welcome back, and if you're new here, welcome to the channel. I did get out for a hike, and I'm going to head to the nature reserve. I did promise this for the last pretty much couple weeks, but unavoidable weather conditions and personal circumstances have kept me away, even though I do live relatively close to it. So we're going to go and see how autumn is progressing within that nature reserve. And I'm going to do a spot of very late lunch, and that will be cooking on a log, well, not a log burner, it's a twig stove that I've manufactured, but I put sizable bits of wood in it, and it does the job. But yeah, I'll be cooking up something to eat, setting up a temporary kind of shelter situation, because we do have the odd shower going over. So I'll get a tarp up, get something cooking on a fire, get some coffee going, and enjoy a few moments in the woods. But till then, let's make our way over to that nature reserve. So we do have clear skies in amongst it all. It's not cold, and the wind, compared to yesterday, has dropped off significantly. That has brought a lot of leaves down, so I'm anticipating a lot of the trees should now have shed their leaves, and it'll be interesting to see compared to when we last came here. I can hear the river, and there is a lot of water going down the river, and that stands to reason due to the rain we had yesterday and the storm that went through. So let's go and have a look, and we'll compare it to what we saw last time. And let's have a look over the top. And you can clearly see we have a lot of water. We can't see the bottom. The water's moving at a fair rate, and on top of that, it's not in full flood, but there's a lot of water. We can't even see the bottom, which we could last time, and we could see the stones and boulders clearly. And yes, you can see we're at that time of year now. This river will be full. And there you go, you can see how fast that water is moving, and it's actually pushing itself all the way up the old mill leat, and there's usually only a trickle coming down there. It's actually going back up it. It's because it's in a bad state of repair, you only get a trickle, but there's a lot of water in that river now. Right, the road is flooded in this part here, and I'm sticking to this part here. It's soft there, but if I stay to this side of the road, I should actually get through. But you can actually see there's still a fair lot of water moving back down through and heading back down to that gap in the hedge. I have seen it get so bad here it's unpassable with a vehicle, and you have to go quite a few miles around. And this is the culprit where all the water's coming from, or a majority of it. It's actually coming off the land. And this is usually just a little stream, but it's burst its banks. Majestic oak tree there looking on. And it usually goes in over a little stream over into the river over there, that side the hedge. But it's burst its banks here. So instantly walking into the nature reserve, we have lots more leaves on the ground, and you can see a lot of the trees are beginning to look skeletal. Their branches and twigs are bare. There's still some clinging on, but they're all green, and yeah, they're well past it. They'll be down within the next winds. But let's move on. The paddocks that belong to the reserve, they're actually looking like the grass is beginning to tuft over and harden up for the winter. But let's continue. And these paddocks are sympathetically grazed, and they've obviously got sheep in here grazing at the moment, and that's probably due to the fact, like I mentioned earlier, that the grass was getting quite tufty and long, and they're probably giving it its last graze of the winter here. But yeah, the sycamores here, both of these which we came past last time, one of them still had a lot of leaves, and I believe it was this one, which is looking a lot more skeletal now. He's actually well gone. Majority have gone, the leaves there. But its companions standing at this gateway, they're going as well. And it's just a sea of dead leaves on the floor here in front of me. There's nothing left, it's all died back for winter. You know, autumn's hit that little patch with a vengeance. But let's make our way up into the little woodland through this gateway. Puffing because I'm humping a bit of a pack and it's got some weight on it. But that bracken has died back. Those blackthorn, you can see just above it, the blackthorn has lost all its leaves. In the hazel in the foreground, they're almost gone. They've completely turned colour now. But a stunning view down into the valley. It's a mixture of commercial there at the beginning and then going back into deciduous native woodlands. This blackthorn has got a few leaves, most of them are gone, and it has the odd berry, but if you have a look at them, they're actually shrivelling up and, you know, they're no good for nothing. There's one or two more others there, but they're actually all dried up. They're beginning to go like raisins. And we're instantly into the woods again. And you can see a lot of the trees already dropped their leaves. Even though it's autumn light, there's more light actually getting to me than there was last time we were here. And that was approximately 4 weeks ago. And we're coming up to the big old chestnut tree, or sweet chestnut. Now he's looking extremely sorry for himself there. All the leaves are drooping, they've gone yellow and brown, and there's a sea of them at the base, and indeed most of them are gone. But there's a few brown sweet chestnuts there. They're already open on the actual branches, so as you can see here, you see there, it's already open, the nut is gone. But yeah, this one here, I reckon by the next time we come, there won't even be a leaf here on the tree. This little copse is usually a sea of green from the bracken, but that's all gone now. Last time we came here, a substantial part of it was actually green. And this oak tree, there's not many leaves left on it that are viable green. In fact, they're pretty much gone. It's just brown ones left on the actual oak now. I'm moving deeper into the woodland now. And I'm trying not to slip over because the leaves that are on the ground are rotting quite fast and the mulch is quite slippery. And here we have the holly tree. And some of the berries are already red. There's not many berries on this one. There's a few, but they are red. They were forming when we came here last time. But there's some of them which are a nice Christmas red colour. So already we can see a massive difference in this woodland from the last time we came here. And possibly it was worth those extra weeks wait to get here, because you know the actual change is significantly different. And you know, I can't wait to come back in another 4 weeks and see what we've got on offer then. That bird box is twisted around, and that's obviously the movement of the trees due to the storm that went over. I can see a piece of wood down here, or a chipboard, which obviously belongs to the bat box, and that's taken a hammering as well from the storm that went over yesterday. Well, it's gone really gloomy and the wind has picked up slightly, and we're on our descent straight to the weir. You know, I don't need to look at it to see the amount of water. I can hear it, and you'll possibly hear it on camera, so it should be quite spectacular to look at, although as I said in my previous one, I would like to see it in full flood. And here we go. I'm being careful I don't slip over. It's a bigger gradient than it looks on camera, and all these leaves are absolutely slippery. And it's just started to rain. Well, out of interest, they've closed the actual leats off. That may be a flood prevention measure, I'm not sure, but there's very little water going down the leats. But here we go, we'll have a look. And that is looking really impressive. There is a lot of water going over there compared to when we last came here. I'm walking on this old slippery, rickety wooden walkway, and I definitely don't recommend anybody follow me in doing so. Absolutely spectacular. That is a lot of water going over there. And it's raining again now, so there's more water to be added. I'm making my way hurriedly now through the woods because of the rain. I'm going to stop and get my coat on because I'm getting absolutely soaked now. This holly tree here has a lot more berries, and it's looking quite vibrant. It's full of them. That's what you call a holly tree. Like I said, don't follow what I'm doing. I've had to throw a tarp up really quick. It's really coming down now, so I don't think I'll be hunting for the perfect spot. This is it, an emergency shelter, and that's what a tarp is great for. Just chuck a few bungees around the tree, you've got basically a roof over your head. But now I'm going to start getting something on to eat. It's providing good enough shelter for myself, and all the rain is well, literally you know, running straight off it, so that's what it needs to do, and it's doing it. But I need to get in underneath because it is absolutely peeing down. I've just got my stuff thrown in there. I'm just sorting myself out at the minute. I'll get myself comfortable when the time suits. But I'm just going to get my stove going and get a brew on and clean everything up here. Yeah, that was a bit of an emergency throw together. I'm on a slope, it's not ideal, but you know, needs must. But I've got to get this going now. I've got plenty of dried wood at home, so I've just cut myself some nice bits that will last quite a long time, and this to get it going. To start the fire, it's just a load of shavings for when I make hiking sticks, and I'll put them in, and that'll give me enough of burn to get this wood going. So let me get this going and I'll quickly show you. Well, I've got the cooker going now. I'm just going to let that burn down, then I get some heavier pieces on it and we'll start boiling some water and cooking. Right, that's the first big piece, so I'm going to start getting myself prepped now. Yeah, so I've had to make the best I can out of this. That rain came out of nowhere. But yeah, I'm going to get a coffee on, then I'm going to get those sausages sizzling, put an egg with it, dice up an onion and do myself a couple sausage butties. Yeah, absolutely soaking, and I didn't expect that. Caught totally unawares. Yeah, so I've got my baps there already buttered. Just bits of kit lying around. That's my wood pile there. I'm going to get, I'll probably use all that. My sausages, milk and water, coffee lighter, and an egg ready to go. And my stove doing its thing. I've got like a heat shield on top of that rock that I've made myself. So I'm just going to check, see if that water is boiling. It's near enough. I'll just give it a minute or two to get really going. No, I think it's absolutely doing it. It's actually boiling. Right, I've got the sausages on and start them cooking. Then I'll get the onion prepped, which is down here, and get the egg in. but I want to give the sausages a bit more time to actually get them well and truly cooked right through. But yeah, it's all going pretty good, and I'm actually getting quite hungry now. Just getting the onion. I'm going to cut it up and put it in with the sausages. The sausages are starting to brown. Just cutting them up like that into basically half moons. Beginning to sizzle, and it's actually smelling really nice now. Just keep them turning. I want them to cook right the way through. The light is beginning to fade a bit there now. Eat this and make my way back home. Right, I've got the egg in, and I'll fry that up and I should be ready to go. I really need this. I'm feeling I've got wet feet, and it's like it's got like a really cold kind of mist coming up through the valley. So yeah, this will be well needed, and I'll get another cup of coffee on the go because that's out now. But it's looking really horrible now. It's just wet, rainy, misty, damp. So basically, I've got the onions and eggs basically done like an omelette, and I've got the sausage by the side, and it tastes really nice. I'm really pleased to how this come out actually. I've got my last cup of coffee brewing up there, so yeah, you can probably hear the rain. By the time I finish this and have my last drink, it possibly will be time to call it a day. I'm losing light as well, but it's come out really nice. I'm really enjoying this. Yeah, as you can see, it's getting quite dark here. I'm just letting this burn out. I've broke camp. There's nothing really much to do except drink my coffee and yeah, head back. But yeah, I've got to let this burn down a moment. So there it is. I'm just going to finish my coffee, have one quick little look around. But it is getting dark in here now. You can see how dark it's getting. Yeah, the last coffee before you leave is always the one that tastes the best. Yeah, so I'll catch you guys in a moment, so see you later.